there traders, welcome once again to our live trading analysis. So we're going to quickly have a look on selected currency pairs to trade, selected commodities, and selected stocks, which are quite hot to trade right now in the markets and help us to make a pretty interesting returns as we on a due course to hit about 15% returns by end of the year. Now trading, guys, is quite a difficult process, and it requires a lot of studying, a lot of research, to the point that if you can be able to beat a 20% mark, you're considered a superstar. You're considered a trophy winner in the world of investments and trading. Hedge funds are the ones who promise you 20%, and the reason for that is they still get clients. The reason for that is because of the ability and how resourceful they are to give you that 10%. Now, you as a retail trader, do you have those resources? Do you have that capability as a hedge fund? That's a big question mark. So at the end of the day, try your best to limit your expectations in your markets trades, and try your best to not have this kind of superficial lookout on the markets. Just think, oh, I'm gonna be a billionaire by tomorrow. That won't happen. Anyway, guys, I don't want to demoralize anyone in trading, but I just want to be extremely objective and help us to be successful in the long run. Otherwise, guys, let's crack in the markets. As always, guys, this is educational purpose video. It's not intended to provide any sort of signal providing service. So any trade you're going to take is pretty much based upon your own risk. Otherwise, let's crack on. Alright, so in front of our screen we have US dollar currency index 1 week chart, and for some time now we see US dollar has been quite in an uptrend, and I've been singing this song for such a long time. Buy US dollar currency index, no matter what, just be bullish. Now we're reaching all those all-time highs, and you have to be extremely cautious on your tradings. Now we don't trade USD currency index, but we just use it as a navigator in helping us to navigate all currency pairs trades. So having said so, we are still bullish. We're still on the uptrend for the US dollar currency index on a weekly time frame, and we do hope we're going to catch some really interesting bullish trends or bullish trades and setups in all currency pairs against the dollar. All right. So next trade we're going to look is Euro Japanese yen. Now Euro Japanese yen has been quite an interesting trade so far. As you can see here, we've been on a very strong downward trend. Now the market is reaching all this all-time support, all-time lows. Pretty much not all-time lows, but it's a very important support level, and the market is heading there. Now as a trader, you have to be extremely patient. You have to find your moment to enter that trade. There's no chance you want to buy that, but the only chance you have is to short it. What that means is you want to short a trend that is heading to the south, the downward trend, and this market is providing us that. So my expectation for this coming trade is to be extremely patient and wait to reach that point over there, and we're gonna sell Euro Japanese yen with a target profit around those areas of 101.4.183. That will give us a risk reward ratio of 2.37. all right, the number of pips that we're going to hit on that one is 333.9 pips. So guys, that is a very easy trade to look forward for the coming probably 2 weeks, if that's the case, according to my projections. So next trade is US dollar Canadian. US dollar Canadian is reaching a very interesting levels here. We just broke through that resistance level. I've been singing and preaching on buying the US dollar. You can see clearly the dollar is still the king, having also oil as a detrimental factor to Canadian economy performance. We tend to see a very strong bias bullishness on the USD Canadian dollar, and the price is reaching this resistance turning support, and the price is trending around those areas. As you can see here, it's trying to consolidate. So the two scenarios here. Entering bullish is such an ideal thing to do so far, since we're still bullish on the dollar. However, it clearly tells me that the price has starting to show some major strong weakness, and when you have an abrupt bullishness spikes in the markets, it tends to come with a massive sell-off or retracements. Hence, my theory is going forward for the USD Canadian dollar, I want to see a breakout to the downside, a pullback, and here will be an entry point for us for the USD Canadian dollar. And from there, we want to ride the trade all the way down to these areas of 1.29962 with a risk reward ratio of 4.96. Now that's a very big one, guys. And you're gonna hit with 827.5 pips. All right, 827.5 pips on your trade. So that's a lot. If you're trading mini lot, what that means, no, if you're trading standard lot, that's almost it depends, but roughly if it's a mini lot, sorry, it's $827. I hope to see that will be the case. Otherwise, if we're still trading on the bullish bias, I hope to see the price breaking through here, and this will be my entry point to buy the US Canadian dollar. Otherwise, guys, here also you can buy to the upside, but you just want to put a small lot size just in case of uncertainty. You know, uncertainty is always there, and position sizing is very, very important thing to consider. Next trade is EURUSD. Now guys, I'm still very bullish on the USD dollar. Do not contradict on this analysis coming. Alright, so EURUSD has reached all-time lows. This is a very strong support area, and I can clearly see the price is trying to come back up to these levels of 1.09898. This is an ideal place for me to sell, because if you go to a shorter time frame, let's say daily to 4 hours, here you can clearly see this is a consolidation zone. Let's have a look. Alright, so you see here is a consolidation zone. The price has been up and down, up and down, up and down for some time now. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Now my prediction is I want to see the price coming back to the support area, and then I'm going to look for that sell-off. Now for those cowboys out there, you know, some traders are just cowboys, just want to take massive risk, not considering the trend following strategies, and just want to buy support. This would be an ideal strategy, no, an ideal time to do that kind of trade, because when you have a very strong support and you have initial buy, second buy, you know, probably buying another one coming. I mean, the bulls are trying to get into the market. This would be a good trade to buy. However, be very careful, because your entry point will justify the amount of profit you're going to make and amount of risk you're exposing to yourself on this trade. So anything above this particular moving average here will be an ideal entry point going forward for the EURUSD. That's my advice to you guys. Take it or leave it, but I think that would be an ideal way to enter this market. Alright, next trade will be GBPUSD. No, I'm not very interested in that one. Alright, yes, NZDUSD. Now this is daily time frame, guys. This pretty much goes totally against the USD bias that we're having. USD bias that we have is bullish to neutral bias. Remember that one, guys. We are buying the dollar all the way through, but on this one it's quite a different case, because we have a very interesting uptrend forming in a daily time frame, and we have a very nice and sweet predictable move up and down. And this is what structural traders like to see. When you have an uptrend coming in and a very beautiful entry points and kissing points, it creates that sense of dependability on that trade. So buying this one is an interesting opportunity. However, you have to be extremely careful, because you're trading against, you know, trading against the strength of the dollar. Hence, anyone buying, I think you could buy and just take a profit around those areas. However, on my side, I think selling around those areas would be a great ideal thing to do. So if you're going to sell around those areas, you just want to trade just right after that support line there. That will be my entry point. if I could yes, narrow it to that point. So guys, I think here will be the right entry point for the NZD US dollar right there. You see there, just right after that support area there, and I just want to sell it all the way down to 0.55878. So you want to put a sell stop on NZDUSD and you have to wait and see. So that's, for me, I think that's an interesting lookout on NZDUSD. However, if it doesn't happen, don't worry, because the price, until the price to reach this area, it's going to take a lot of momentum, and when the momentum kicks in, that will be, you know, a green light for you to enter that trade and, you know, sell it all the way to those areas of 0.56 or 25, and that gives you 381.5 pips. Quick one and clean. All right, USD, nothing interests me. GBP, yes, GBPUSD. All right. Alright guys, this is a GBPUSD trade and we are looking to short GBPUSD. You know, I'm a trend follower. I just like trading trends, and we, you know, our first, second, third kissing point. Now we are targeting for the fourth kissing point, and that will be around those areas, and that will give me roughly 747.9 pips on that one with a risk reward of 2.26. Alright guys, so you have to be extremely patient on that trade, because I think it's going to take some time for the price to reach here. If I'm going to do some drawings for you to help you to have a look on that one, I think the price, if it comes here, this would be a great area for us to sell. So that area is around 1.27643, and with a target profit of 1.2 or 176 with a risk reward ratio of 2.26 and a profit of 747.9 pips. So up to you guys, and I hope you're gonna take that trade. Put a sell limit on that trade, guys. Don't forget that, because sometimes, you know, you might caught up on something else and you forget to put a trade on that one. So sell limit 1.26685. That's for you guys. Let's go to the next trade. All right, USD Japanese yen. So pretty much here is such, now this is a very interesting trade, and it's gonna take me some time to explain to you guys, because it incorporates a lot of fundamentals. All right, so you have a very strong dollar at the moment, and you have a very strong Japanese yen at the moment, just because of the economic depression, right? So Japanese yen is a safe haven, right? So you only have a currency pair that doesn't have a perfect equilibrium, meaning that one pair is strong, the other pair is weak. One currency is stronger, the counterpart is weaker, and when you don't have that, it creates a lot of uncertainty on that trade. So you as a trader, you want to make sure that you look for those kind of trades fundamentally, and then you go to the setups, I mean the technical analysis, to look for setups that will give you perfect entry points and exit points. Now for this trade now, on a longer time frame, is a sell-off, right? You can clearly see the first kissing, second, third, fourth. So we have a very strong sell-off, very strong downtrend, and we are upon to reach that kissing point. Now you as a trader, you don't trade this, no. So ask yourself a question: am I going to go with bigger loss size or a smaller loss size on this trade? My advice to you: go with a small loss size, because position sizing in this kind of unpredictable and equilibrium trades is such an ideal thing to do. Otherwise, you're going to incur losses. Remember, if you're trading 1% of your capital on this trade, I'll just take 0.5%, and that would be an ideal position sizing for this trade. Other guys, let's jump on to the next trade. All right. Next trade. Yes, Palladium. So Palladium is a commodity that's being used is being used in construction of electric cars. Now I'm not going to much deep on the fundamentals, but technically we have a very interesting setups on Palladium. As you can see, Palladium has been on a bullish for some time now, and it just reached that all-time highs, and the price is now starting to sell off. Okay, the price is starting to sell off, and us as traders, we want to capture the opportunity. Now we are here on that sell-off, and we want to enter that trade around this area. As you can see, we had a couple of kissing points for some time now. If I draw for you guys, there, oops, maybe there as well, here. Now we are here. Now here is such an interesting area to sell the Palladium. Now I like to sell the Palladium from that area all the way to down here. Now let's calculate what we're going to make on that trade in terms of pips. So remember, Palladium is commodity, so it's going to reflect massive on huge number of pips on that trade. All right, but it depends on the broker. Brokers have tendency of trying to adjust number of pips versus how much you're gonna make on that trade. So I can't remember the theory behind it, but it's just, maybe it's like when you trade gold. Gold can give you, let's say, 1,000 pips, but it doesn't mean 1,000 pips when you trade in your brokerage account. Yeah, anyways, let's crack on. For Palladium, this trade, how much are we going to gain on that trade? I'm gonna give it just right tight stop loss over there. All right, here we go. All right, so Palladium, sell at that area with a risk reward of 2.03. Target is 1,611. Pips is roughly 27,590. That's huge, guys. So roughly your broker, all they do, they just give you maybe 2,000 pips. There's a way they just fraction it out and just make it a bit cheaper, and yeah, kind of. Anyways, so selling Palladium for us at that entry point 1,800, that would be an ideal area for us to sell Palladium all the way down to 1,611. Alright guys, so finishing Palladium, we want to jump on to gold. Yes, gold, another commodity. Gold. Now with the stock market now trying to cool off, and when you have also economics cracking to the affecting the price of gold, I think with the current monetary policies being taken by different constituency, different regime in the world, we're going to have a lot of cheap money. All right, so all these monetary policies post corona, countries are trying to put all this helicopter money policies that tends to affect the valuation of currencies and helps to gain more value in gold. Remember, gold is a safe haven as well, and is a calculator of value in any currency. Anyways guys, I don't want to get that deep in fundamentals, but here's my theory on gold. I think gold will keep rising to 3,000 per ounce. Don't ask me why. Go and ask Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs run the world pretty much, and they are the ones who predict on that one gold is going to be the thing. So having said that, I just want to see gold trading above 1,750. Any price action happening here, that'll be an entry point for me. Otherwise guys, for the timing, I think gold is going to lose a little bit of that juice. We call it a retracement, we call it a bit of exhaustion. When you have a massive bullish uptrends, it comes up with a bit of massive exhaustions and continuation to the upside, and that will be my theory going forward. Hence, on that exhaustion, guys, don't try this at home. Simply is an orthodox style of trading, because when uptrend just trying to sell off, that is no trade. Don't do that. But my theory is, if the price is going to break down here through that support area turning resistance, I want to see a pullback, and when I pull back, I want to take that trade with a target around those areas there with a risk reward of 2.21. all right, so as a trader, you want to show that one, and try use a small position size, because there's a lot of uncertainty on that trade because the bullishness is still there, the uptrend is still there. We just have a bit of consolidation happening right now. So it's just don't trade. Just don't trade gold at the moment. But if it happens, it breaks through that support, this will be the strategy going forward for gold. All right. This is going to be a very short and quick review on trading Bitcoin. So Bitcoin lost value so for some time now. We were, for some time now, I've been trading roughly from 20,000 per Bitcoin all the way down to 5 to 3,000. So people, just saying this is the end of Bitcoin, this and that. There's a lot of debate if this is the end of Bitcoin. But for me, based on my experience, I think what we're seeing now is something called consolidation phase. When we have very massive price fluctuations or appreciation in value in any particular assets, we tend to have a massive exhaustions and consolidation phases. After that, we tend to see massive up spikes continuation in those assets. I don't see any difference between gold and Bitcoin because fundamentally the extraction, they're pretty much the same. Gold is limited and that makes it very valuable, and for centuries gold's been store value. So at that time when the implementation of gold as a store value, people were criticizing for some time. We just coming off of barter trade, we went to Iron Age, and now mercantilist era. Gold was in that particular accepted mode of transaction, but after some time, countries, regimes started accepting gold. Hence, having said that, the thing about Bitcoin is going to take some time for people to accept it because it pretty much has the same fundamentals of like gold, right? It's limited. You can just manufacture it out of nowhere. It takes time, it takes resource, it takes energy, and it is limited in supply. So it weighs pretty much like gold, but it's just a digital gold, I would say so. Hence my theme, my outlook on gold is pretty much outlook on Bitcoin. It's gonna take time for Bitcoin to be that rising star in terms of price. Anyways, sorry, I just blank out. And it's for appreciation in value. Anyways, guys, so my prediction for gold, for Bitcoin, you see, we have been in quite an interesting uptrend, like a zigzag. That's what I like to see in a trend formation. I want to buy around these areas. Now, if I'm going to draw for you, let me draw for you guys. So here will be a good area for me to buy. I just want to see the price doing that. When it reaches here, it's going to create that chalkness. When that chalkness comes, creates a momentum. Any momentum with it. So my initial trade, I'll close around here. So if the momentum appears with a massive candlestick, I just want to see that pullback, and then I just want to buy it again all the way to the top. So that's it for Bitcoin, guys. A very simple and very fast one. I hope you understood it. And if you have any question, please click on the links down below. Follow us on our WhatsApp, Instagrams, comment down below on our YouTube. I just want to see your questions. I want to see debates. I want us people to understand the financial markets and just pretty much have appreciation of what we're trying to do here. Is trading markets not a quick reaching scheme. It takes years of practice, takes years of failures, but you can make it, you can do it. Anyways, guys, good luck and enjoy the rest of your days. Cheers.